everybody. Good Monday morning. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, it's definitely a Monday.
It is.
But all in all, it's not too shabby. I think despite the little bit of the breeze that we're noticing, it's still pretty warm outside.
Yeah, it is fairly warm outside now, but I will say that on the whole today will be much cooler than yesterday. There's also going to be a slight chance of showers for some of us, and we are going to have a better chance of showers as we go into the next couple of days, particularly as we do get towards Wednesday. This is really going to be a pretty active stretch of weather over the next 7 days, so I would say get outside and enjoy today while you can, because again, things might be turning pretty damp here as we go towards the middle to end of the week. Looking outside in Yakima this morning, we're not seeing any kind of precipitation, and we are going to be staying dry in Yakima throughout the day. Temperatures at present are sitting in the low 40s. To Dave's point, that's really not too bad for early March at 5 a.m. So here's a look at your weather headlines today and going forward. I already referenced it. There will be a few showers in the forecast area today, but we will be staying primarily dry. As we go into Tuesday, we are going to be dry through the afternoon, but then rainfall chances are really going to ramp up Tuesday evening, and rain chances will continue through Wednesday. We'll talk about all three of these weather headlines in greater depth coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Benton County. A busy night Saturday for law enforcement across our region. Deputies with the Benton County Sheriff's Office tell us they were called to assist Prosser police with a car chase going from Prosser to Benton City. Officials say they used spike strips to stop the suspect from continuing to flee, who was then taken into custody for felony eluding, among other charges. Shortly afterward, BCSO says they stopped a driver who failed to appear for his hearing for kidnapping and third-degree assault. He was booked into Benton County Jail. Now, we've spoken to District 4 Representative Dan Newhouse about some hot topics in the news, such as the trade war, the budget, and potential cuts to essential benefits. But for a while, he's been focused on the Snake River Dam and efforts to protect them. In January, Representative Newhouse sent out a release about the Northwest Energy Security Act, which would require the dams to remain operational. Now, the bill introduced in the Senate by Idaho Republican Jim Reich has been referred to the Committee on Environment and Public Works. Newhouse told us the bill's goal is to make sure it's difficult to remove the dams, while also making sure that if they're ever replaced, it's not done so without taking the impacts of losing them into account.
What also has to happen is a continuing education to my colleagues from around the country on how important the dams are. And that's been improving, I must say. A lot of people, even in the state of Washington, if you look at polling, the dams are being held as much more important than they were just a few years ago. And so that gives me optimism that people are recognizing that as our population grows, which we're predicted to grow by 1 million people over the next decade, we're going to need more power, not less.
Newhouse says the dams provide the state with carbon-free, sustainable, and renewable energy at a low cost, adding he's optimistic about his efforts to protect them, which he says will continue. Today marks the 20th annual Latino Legislative Day in Olympia. Participants will have a day full of speakers, advocacy, and even a march to the state capitol. Some speakers include Governor Bob Ferguson, House Speaker Lori Jenkins, and Mexican Consul Senator Javier Valdez. The event is for adults and children, and one of the organizers is excited to see the kids.
They are willing to come and speak out and be heard and see how Washington State can protect their parents.
The event is hosted by the Latino Civic Alliance, and over 700 people are expected to attend. There's also some exciting news coming out of Central Washington University. CWU is taking a big step towards strengthening its business offerings by introducing a new Master of Business Administration degree, set to be one of the most affordable programs in the Pacific Northwest. KIMA's Anissa Williams tells us about the new degree.
The new MBA program is priced at just $21,000 for tuition and fees over 2 years, with the option to complete it in 1 year. The MBA program offers both online and in-person formats. Students can customize their curriculum with specializations like business analytics, cybersecurity management, and human resources, addressing the growing needs of today's job market.
The world is evolving very rapidly, And anyone out there in the business field, or even in non-for-profit for that matter, right? They need to keep abreast, and the concept of and the I think the willingness to be lifelong learners needs to be instilled in all our employees or our learners, because I think that's what will help them grow.
The program also includes a unique corporate fellow model, bringing in industry experts to help shape the curriculum and provide mentorship throughout the course.
We have industry experts, C-level executives, working with them to help them develop not only the curriculum, but also be engaged with the learners in the classroom, like on the synchronous Zoom classrooms that we will offer to them. So that's a very critical salient feature.
Koja said access is crucial because the mission of CWU is to provide access with success and remove barriers.
I'm working with community colleges because, again, access is important. And so working, because they offer an undergraduate program as well, they offer the bachelor's program. And so working with them to create a seamless pathway from their BAS into our MBA program.
Reporting for Action News, I'm Anissa Williams.
KIMA's Anissa Williams, thank you. And the program will kick off in the fall with an anticipated enrollment of 30 students, with numbers expected to grow in the following years. The city of Yakima will now dispose of your yard waste for the next few months. For a fee of $20.55 a month, you can get a green waste cart. You can put all kinds of waste in that cart, such as grass clippings, leaves, and small branches. The city will pick up that waste on your regularly scheduled garbage day. You can head over to KIMATV.com to learn more. And for the past 3 weeks, the city of Pasco has welcomed new fire engines to better serve the community. The 3 new engines were each brought into service with a traditional push-in ceremony, marking what should be at least 10 years of service to the community. Each of the engines are equipped with new technology, including cameras, so there aren't any blind spots.
The one thing about fire engines and the ambulances is they're workers. They still need to go out and they need to perform, and they're really meant to go work. So with that, the technology improvements that we see are really safety related towards the firefighters and the community. So when we're responding, we're able to see the community, and the lighting package on here is state of the art. So it is very, very bright at night, and that's intentional so everybody can see us while we're working.
Now, folks we spoke with say it's pretty rare to see this many new apparatus at once. City leaders are excited about what the trucks will offer to the community. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here because temperatures are very mild to start the day. Honestly, I think this is the most mild we've seen them in a while now. As we head on into the latter half, or at least throughout the day, are we going to see temperatures warm up pretty significantly, or are we just going to still be around average?
We're going to be right around average. We are going to see clouds overhead today, which is going to kind of cap some of that daytime warming. Also, a weak cold front is going to slide through our area, which also is, again, going to put a cap on how much things will be warming up today. We will see highs into the mid to upper 50s in the Tri-Cities today, with low to mid 50s elsewhere in the forecast area. Maybe a few raindrops as well, although it will be a mostly dry Monday. A much wetter storm system is set to arrive as we get towards Tuesday evening and through the day on Wednesday. We will talk about that scenario in more detail coming up.